Every moment of your life, whether you realize it or not, you are standing at the center of infinite possibilities. Not dozens, not hundreds, but infinite. Around you, like invisible threads extending in every direction, there are realities where you made a different decision, spoke a different word, followed a different intuition, believed a different truth. Realities where you chose yourself sooner. Realities where you healed earlier. Realities where you trusted your power. Realities where your manifestation has already happened. This isn't just spiritual poetry, this is quantum theory. Quantum physics shows that reality does not exist as one fixed path. Instead, it behaves like a field of infinite probabilities, a multiverse where every potential version of your life already exists vibrationally. Reality is not created in front of you, it unfolds from you. It emerges from your state of consciousness, your identity, your assumptions, your energy. Your life is not linear, it is layered. You are not moving through a single timeline. You are constantly shifting between timelines based on what you believe, what you feel, and what you embody. This means that the you who already has the abundance you desire, the love you crave, the success you imagine, the peace you seek, already exists in another version of reality. That version of you is not a fantasy. It is a vibration, a frequency, a timeline in the quantum field. And you can shift into it. Quantum jumping is the deliberate act of shifting from the timeline you are currently living into the timeline where your desire is already real. It is not magic. It is alignment. It is not delusion. It is resonance. Every time your identity changes, your timeline changes with it. The universe rearranges itself around the version of you that is leading. Imagine the universe as a giant mirror. It cannot reflect what you want. It can only reflect what you are being. If you are being the version of yourself who doubts, hesitates, fears, or waits, then reality mirrors that vibration back. But when you become the version of yourself who already has, who already knows, who already trusts, reality shifts instantly. This is the essence of quantum jumping. Shifting your identity so your reality updates to match it. You are not waiting for your manifestation. You are choosing the timeline where it already exists. And here is the most mind-expanding truth. Every version of you is equally real. The only difference is the one you are currently tuned into. Your frequency determines your timeline. Your identity determines your path. Life is not happening to you, it is happening through you, in response to the vibration you broadcast. You've already experienced small timeline shifts without noticing. When you make a new decision, your future changes. When you heal a wound, your relationships change. When you shift your mindset, your opportunities change. When you choose a new belief, your identity changes. And with each internal shift, reality updates subtly in the background. New people appear, new insights come, new synchronicities unfold. Quantum jumping is simply doing this consciously. You may think your life is shaped by external forces, your family, your job, your past, the economy, other people's actions. But the quantum field shows that the deepest, most powerful creator of your reality is the vibration you hold. Your inner world is the blueprint for every external experience. When you change the blueprint, the structure of your life changes with it. This means that your past is not your destiny. Your circumstances are not your limits. Your memories are not your identity. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are defined by the timeline you choose to tune into now. There is a timeline where you healed the pain that still haunts you. There is a timeline where you became the version of yourself you admire. There is a timeline where you surrendered the fear that keeps you stuck. There is a timeline where you receive with ease. There is a timeline where abundance flows, love deepens, ideas flourish, opportunities feel natural. There is a timeline where you stepped into your highest self. In quantum terms, all these realities exist simultaneously. But you can only experience the one you match vibrationally. The universe cannot show you what you are not yet aligned with. Not because it withholds, but because it mirrors. The question is never, where is my manifestation? The question is, which version of me am I being right now? Are you being the version who believes? Or the version who doubts? The version who expands? Or the version who shrinks? The version who trusts divine timing? Or the version who fears missing out? Every belief, every emotion, every decision shifts you. You are never stuck. You are shifting all the time. The only difference is whether you shift consciously or unconsciously. Most people shift unconsciously, drifting between timelines based on fear, stress, doubt, or old programming. But when you shift consciously, you jump, you leap. You choose the identity of the future self who already has everything you desire. You don't wait for the external world to validate it. You validate it energetically. And then the external world reorganizes itself to follow that validation. Quantum jumping is not about forcing reality. It is about tuning your frequency to the reality where your desire is already manifested. You don't manifest by chasing. You manifest by aligning. You manifest by stepping into the version of yourself who already holds the outcome. When your identity changes, your timeline changes. The multiverse is not something separate from you. You are the multiverse, a multidimensional consciousness choosing which version of yourself to experience. Every new vibration is a new doorway. Every new assumption is a new reality. Every new identity is a new world. You are not linear. You are infinite. And the reality you desire already exists, waiting for you to shift into it. This is the beginning of your quantum jump. There is a version of you, right now, living in a timeline where everything you desire is already real. A version of you who is abundant, confident, healed, centered, connected, aligned. A version who made the decision you're still hesitating to make. A version who believed sooner, trusted deeper, surrendered earlier, embodied her power instead of fearing it. That version is not far away. She is one shift, one belief, one emotional frequency away. She is your quantum self. The identity that already exists in the field of infinite possibilities. The quantum self is not imaginary. She is not a fantasy. She is not a dream. She is a vibrational version of you that already lives in a parallel timeline. Everything she is, you have the potential to become. Everything she has, you have the ability to access. Everything she lives, you can shift into. You are not creating her. You are remembering her. You are tuning into the frequency where she already exists. To meet your quantum self, you must first understand something essential. Identity is vibration. Who you believe you are determines the timeline you align with. The quantum self has a different belief system, different emotional patterns, different assumptions, different habits, different energy. She doesn't wait for reality to change so she can feel different. She feels different so reality changes around her. She doesn't hope, she knows. She doesn't seek signs. She becomes the sign. She doesn't chase timelines. She shifts into them. Every desire you have is proof that this version of you is real. Desire is not random. It's a memory of what you're meant to become. When you desire abundance, it's because a version of you already lives in abundance. When you desire love, it's because a version of you already experiences deep connection. When you desire expansion, it's because a version of you has already expanded. Desire is not lack, it's guidance. It's the quantum field whispering, "This exists, come closer." Meeting your quantum self begins with recognition. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine her. Not as someone perfect, but as someone whole. Feel her presence. Observe how she moves, how she breathes, how she stands, how she carries herself. Notice the calm in her energy, the clarity in her eyes, the steadiness in her heart. She is not overwhelmed by fear. She is not suffocated by doubt. She is not fragmented by past wounds. She is centered. She is anchored. She lives from alignment, not survival. She trusts herself. She trusts her path. She trusts the timing of her life. She trusts the intelligence operating through the universe. She knows that her frequency is her compass. She knows that nothing good is ever lost. She knows that what is meant for her cannot be taken. She knows that what she desires already exists vibrationally. She knows that she only needs to match the frequency of the reality she wants to experience. Your quantum self is you without the story, without the fear, without the conditioning, without the limitations, without the inherited beliefs, without the old identity. She is your most liberated expression. She is your truth, not your programming. She is your potential, not your past. And she exists outside of time. She is not in the future. She is in the quantum field, a realm where all possibilities are happening now. To meet her, you must step out of time with her. You must speak to her. You must feel her. You must become her. You must tune your vibration to her frequency. You do this not through force, but through resonance. You do not ask, "What should I do?" You ask, "Who am I when I already have it?" The quantum self answers everything through identity, because identity creates timeline. She does not tell you to wait. She tells you to align. She speaks through intuition, not logic. She guides through feeling, not fear. She moves through expansion, not contraction. When you connect to her, you immediately feel the shift. Your breath slows. Your chest softens. Your awareness expands. You feel a quiet alignment, a gentle knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. That calm is not just emotion. It is frequency. It is the timeline of your quantum self calling you into resonance. When you tune into her energy, you begin to remember who you really are. You begin to dissolve the identity that was shaped by trauma, scarcity, and fear. You begin to detach from the version of you that learned to survive instead of thrive. You begin to unlearn the beliefs that kept your reality small. The quantum self doesn't fight the old story. She rises above it, and her frequency pulls you upward. Meeting your quantum self is the moment you stop trying to fix your life from the outside and start transforming it from the inside, because the external world cannot shift until identity shifts. You cannot access a timeline of abundance with an identity rooted in lack. You cannot access a timeline of love with an identity rooted in unworthiness. You cannot access a timeline of expansion with an identity rooted in fear. The quantum self is the bridge. Identity is the first jump. Emotion is the second. Action is the third. But everything begins with identity. Every time you choose a new belief, you tune into her. Every time you regulate your nervous system, you tune into her. Every time you behave with integrity, trust, or self-worth, you tune into her. Every time you release a pattern that no longer matches your path, you tune into her. Every time you speak a truth you once swallowed, you tune into her. Every time you honor your intuition, you tune into her. You meet your quantum self through frequency, not effort. She's not far away. She is one decision away, one assumption away, one emotional shift away. She's already walking toward you. She has always been here, waiting for you to come closer. Your job is not to create her. Your job is to merge with her. This is the version of you who already has everything you desire. She is your destiny, encoded in vibration. She is the map and the destination. She is the key and the doorway. She is the reality you are meant to shift into. The moment you meet her, truly meet her, your timeline will never be the same. A timeline shift is not an accident. It is not luck. It is not something you wait for. It is something you initiate. The moment you decide to stop living from the identity that created your current reality and step into the identity aligned with the reality you desire, the jump begins. Everything responds to this shift. Your energy, your emotions, your body, your intuition, your behavior, and eventually your physical life. A quantum jump is not a physical leap. It is an internal one. You don't move through space, you move through frequency. You shift timelines by shifting who you are being. The universe is a mirror, and a mirror can only reflect the vibration standing in front of it. When you change your vibration, the reflection, your reality, has no choice but to change. The first step of the jump is recognition. You must recognize the vibration of the timeline you are currently on. If your present timeline is filled with fear, scarcity, doubt, procrastination, or emotional heaviness, acknowledge it. Don't fight it. Don't judge it. Simply recognize the emotional signature of this timeline. Every timeline has a vibration, and the one you are living right now is simply the vibration you have been broadcasting most frequently. The second step of the jump is decision. Not a logical decision, but an energetic one. A decision that says, I am no longer available for the identity that lives in this timeline. A decision that feels final, clean, and embodied. A decision where you stop negotiating with your old self. You stop making exceptions for your limitations. You stop feeding old patterns with your attention. In this moment, you close the door to the past version of you. This closure is not forced, it is chosen. The third step is emotional recalibration. Each timeline has an emotional signature. The timeline where your manifestation already exists has a frequency, may be calm, may be confident, may be joyful, may be powerful. Whatever your desire is, the timeline where it exists vibrates with the emotions of someone who already has it. You must activate those emotions now, before the physical evidence appears. The quantum field responds to emotion, not effort. You do not wait to feel abundant until money arrives. You feel abundant first. You do not wait to feel loved until someone appears. You feel loved first. You do not wait to feel successful until you achieve something. You feel successful first. Emotion is the portal. The fourth step is embodiment. Identity is action. You cannot embody the identity of your quantum self while keeping the behaviors of your old self. A timeline shift becomes real the moment your actions reflect the new vibration. If your quantum self speaks with clarity, you practice clarity now. If she sets boundaries, you set them now. If she invests in herself, you invest now. If she trusts her intuition, you trust it now. Behavior signals to the subconscious mind that the shift is not theoretical. It is happening. The fifth step is environmental resonance. You cannot shift timelines while staying in environments designed to keep you in your old identity. Every environment carries a vibration. The music you listen to, the people you talk to, the content you consume, the rooms you sit in, the conversations you engage with, all of it influences your frequency. To jump timelines, your environment must reflect the direction you are going, not the place you came from. This does not require abandoning your life, but curating your inputs intentionally. Every sensory stimulus is a tuning fork. Choose inputs that match the frequency of the identity you are becoming. The sixth step is assumption. Neville Goddard called it the state of being. The quantum field calls it resonance. Psychology calls it identity. They all mean the same thing. You must assume the feeling of the desired reality as if it were already true. Not by pretending, not by forcing, but by choosing the emotional state that matches the timeline you desire. When you hold this state consistently, the quantum field reorganizes itself around you because you are broadcasting the frequency of the reality you want to live. The seventh step is release. Every jump requires surrender. You cannot hold the vibration of your desired timeline while gripping fear, resistance, or control. The old identity will try to pull you back with questions like, how will it happen? Or when will it come? Or what if nothing changes? These questions come from the timeline you are leaving, not the one you are entering. Release the need to know how. Release the timelines of fear. Release the attachment to the outcome. Your job is vibrational. The quantum field handles the mechanics. The eighth step is stabilization. A jump is not complete when you feel different for a moment. It is complete when you maintain the new vibration long enough for reality to update. This is where most people sabotage the shift. They jump into the new frequency for a moment, but then collapse back into the old identity when they don't see instant evidence. Stabilization means holding the frequency even when nothing seems to be happening. Because the shift is happening invisibly first, vibrationally second, physically last. The ninth step is observation. In the days and weeks after the jump, pay attention to subtle shifts, new ideas, intuitive nudges, unexpected opportunities, small synchronicities, different emotional responses, changes in your desires. These are signs that your timeline is updating. The universe speaks softly at first. Listen. A new path appears gradually, then all at once. The 10th step is trust. You cannot stand in two timelines at once. You cannot embody the quantum self while returning to the fear of the old self. You must believe in the timeline you have chosen, even when the evidence is still forming. Trust is the glue that holds the new frequency in place. Trust is the proof of identity. Trust is the energetic declaration, I have already shifted. A quantum jump is a vibrational shift, not a physical one, but physical reality always follows vibration. When your identity aligns with the version of you who already has what you want, your world begins to reorganize itself around that truth. People change. Circumstances change, opportunities shift, doors open, paths appear, the old timeline dissolves. You do not chase manifestations anymore. You align with the self who already lives them. You don't wait for reality to confirm your shift. You confirm it through your belief. You don't hope for a different life. You tune into the timeline where that life already exists, and the moment you stay consistent in this identity, the universe has no choice but to match your frequency. That is the jump. Close your eyes for a moment, not to escape the world, but to enter the one that already belongs to you. This is not imagination. This is not fantasy. This is alignment. This is frequency. This is the doorway between timelines, and right now, you are standing at its threshold. Take a slow breath in, and let your exhale soften every part of your body. Feel your shoulders relax, your jaw loosen, your chest expand gently. With every breath, your awareness shifts inward. With every breath, the noise of the external world fades. With every breath, you move closer to the version of you who already lives the life you desire. Now imagine that you are sitting in a dark, silent room. There is nothing around you, only stillness. You feel a calm presence, as if the universe itself is sitting with you. In front of you, suspended in the air, is a thin, glowing line of light. This line represents your current timeline, the familiar feelings, the familiar habits, the familiar assumptions, the familiar limits. It is not wrong, it is simply known. To your right, a second line of light appears. It vibrates differently, brighter, stronger, softer in some places, more radiant in others. This line is the timeline where your manifestation is already real. This is the timeline of your quantum self. Everything you desire, the abundance, the love, The peace, the confidence, the success, the expansion already exists within this frequency. You are now between the two lines. One is familiar, the other is true. Place your hand gently on your heart. Feel its warmth, feel its rhythm. Feel the intelligence inside it, the intuition, the memory, the guidance. Let your breath slow down even more. You're not forcing anything, you are allowing. Now imagine a soft golden light rising from the center of your chest, expanding outward like a warm sunrise. This is your energetic field preparing to shift. This is your vibration rising to match the timeline you desire. With your awareness on that golden light, imagine asking one simple question. What does the version of me who already lives my desired reality feel like? Wait for the answer. Don't think. Don't force. Feel. Maybe she feels calm. Maybe she feels certain. Maybe she feels free. Maybe she feels grounded. Maybe she feels abundant. Maybe she feels loved. Maybe she feels powerful. Whatever you felt, that feeling is the vibrational doorway. That emotion is the signature of your quantum self. Hold that feeling gently in your chest. Let it expand through your body. Let it soften your breath. Let it quiet your mind. Now imagine that your quantum self steps forward from the right timeline. She stands just a few steps away from you. You can't see her face clearly, but you feel her presence. She is familiar. She is ancient. She is you beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond limitation. You are meeting the version of yourself who already crossed the bridge you are standing on now. She looks at you with understanding, not judgment. She knows your struggles, your fears, your past. She knows the battles you fought in silence. She knows the versions of you that collapsed and the versions that rose again. She honors all of them. She honors you. She extends her hand, not to pull you forward, but to invite you, to remind you, to show you that the timeline she lives in is not distant. It is accessible. It is available. It is already open. Take a slow breath. Now imagine reaching out your hand to hers. Feel the moment your hands touch, not physically, vibrationally. The moment you hold her hand, a wave of warmth moves through your body. Not heat, but recognition. You feel a soft sense of course, this is who I've always been. Your quantum self begins to merge with you, gently, slowly, gracefully. Her confidence blends with your breath. Her clarity blends with your awareness. Her abundance blends with your energy. Her peace blends with your nervous system. Her trust blends with your heartbeat. Her identity, her frequency, her timeline settles into your field like warm light pouring into open space. You are not imagining her. You are remembering her. Now notice something powerful. As you merge with her, the glowing line of your current timeline begins to dim, not disappear, just fade gently into the background. At the same time, the timeline to your right grows brighter, radiant, magnetic, alive. You feel your body lean toward it, not through effort, but through resonance. Now take one small step toward that glowing timeline. Feel your energy shift instantly. Notice what happens inside your body. The softening, the expansion, the calm awakening. Take another step, and another. With each step, you are aligning with the version of yourself who already lives your desire. Each step is a belief shifting, a fear dissolving, a pattern releasing, a new truth anchoring. Now you are standing directly in front of the radiant line. Your old timeline is behind you. Your quantum self stands beside you. This is the moment of the jump. Place both hands on your heart. Breathe in slowly. Let your entire body fill with the vibration of the identity you are stepping into. Let the emotion of your new timeline rise fully. Let it overflow. Let it become your center. Now whisper in your mind or out loud, I am ready to shift. Feel the moment the words settle into your subconscious. Feel the energy gathering. Feel the resonance building. Feel the vibration rising. On your next breath out, imagine stepping forward, fully, completely, unapologetically, into the new timeline. As your foot crosses the line of light, your body fills with a wave of energy, warm, bright, expansive. You feel everything inside you shift slightly into place. You feel something release. You feel something open. You feel something activate. This is the jump. You are no longer the version of you who was waiting. You are the version who has arrived. You are now living in the frequency of the reality you desire. Take a breath. Feel how different you feel. Quiet, clear, soft, certain. This is the vibration of alignment. This is the vibration of your new timeline. This is the vibration of the version of you who already has. You didn't force anything. You didn't chase anything. You shifted. You chose. You aligned. This is quantum jumping, stepping into the timeline where your desire is already true. Hold the feeling. Let it become your home. Let it become familiar. Let it become natural, because the moment it feels natural, the physical world begins to reflect it. This is the activation. A quantum jump is not complete when you enter a new timeline. It is complete when you stay there. Anyone can touch a higher vibration for a moment. Anyone can feel aligned for a few minutes. Anyone can glimpse the version of themselves who already has everything they desire. But true transformation happens when you stabilize that vibration long enough for the physical world to rearrange itself around your new identity. Reality updates slowly at first, then suddenly. It begins in the unseen. Energy reorganizes before matter responds. The quantum field shifts before events take shape. Your frequency changes before circumstances do. This is why the period after a quantum jump is the most sacred. It is the time when your inner world must stay aligned while the outer world adjusts. You are now living in the timeline of your quantum self. But to anchor this new reality, you must behave, feel, think, choose and respond as she does. This is embodiment. Embodiment is the emotional and behavioral bridge between the energetic shift and the physical manifestation. Without embodiment, the shift fades. With embodiment, the shift becomes permanent. The first step to staying in your new timeline is emotional consistency. Every timeline has a primary emotional frequency. The one you just entered might be calm confidence, inner trust, abundance, openness, or self-worth. Whatever your quantum self embodies, you must return to that emotion again and again. It does not matter what your circumstances look like at this moment. Circumstances are old energy. Emotion is the new reality. When you choose your new emotional home, you stabilize the timeline. The second step is behavioral alignment. Your choices must reflect the version of you who already has what you want. If your quantum self speaks gently to herself, you must speak gently now. If she sets boundaries without guilt, you must set boundaries now. If she invests in her growth, you must invest now. If she listens to her intuition, you must listen now. Every aligned action sends a signal to the quantum field. This is who I am, and the field reflects that identity back. The third step is nervous system regulation. The old timeline will try to pull you back, not because you failed, but because your body is used to a certain frequency. When the new timeline feels too peaceful, too abundant, too stable, your nervous system may panic. Not because something is wrong, but because something is new. Your job is to breathe through the discomfort of expansion. Sit with the unfamiliar sensations of peace. Let your body adapt. Let it learn that safety exists in expansion too. The fourth step is responding differently to old triggers. A trigger is simply an invitation to stay in your new identity. When something challenges you, pause before responding. Ask yourself, how would my quantum self respond? Then do that. The moment you choose a different response, the old timeline loses power. Triggers are not setbacks. They are portals for reinforcement. The fifth step is energetic protection. After a jump, you become more sensitive to the energy around you. not because you are fragile, but because you are aligned. Your new frequency may not resonate with old environments, old habits, or old conversations. Choose carefully what you consume. Choose carefully who you allow near your energy. Choose carefully what voices you let influence your mind. Your timeline is shaped by what you allow into your field. The sixth step is repetition of identity. Identity is not a thought, it is a state. You become your quantum self through repetition of being. Merging with her once is powerful, but merging with her daily is transformative. Speak to her, ask her guidance, feel her energy, act as her. Over time, you stop accessing her, you become her. The seventh step is refusing to look for physical signs too soon. The physical world is the last to update. If you keep checking for proof, you pull yourself back into doubt, and doubt tunes you back into the old timeline. Trust is the oxygen of the new identity. The less you check, the faster it comes. The more you trust, the more stable the jump. Embodiment requires patience with the physical world and commitment to the energetic one. The eighth step is allowing redirection. When you shift timelines, some things will fall away. Habits, relationships, opportunities, patterns, expectations. This is not loss, it is alignment. The new timeline cannot carry old frequencies. Do not cling to what leaves. Do not resist what changes. When something exits, it creates space for what matches your new vibration. Trust the collapse. It is clearing the path. The ninth step is ritual. Your quantum self has a rhythm, a flow, a way of being. Anchor your new identity with simple daily rituals: morning intention, breath work, mirror work, meditation, journaling, visualization, gratitude. Ritual is not about control. It is about reinforcement. Every ritual tells the subconscious, this timeline is home. The 10th step is unwavering self-choice. Every day you will face a fork, the identity you once were and the identity you are becoming. And every time you choose the new self, even in small ways, you strengthen the timeline. The shift becomes natural, then normal, then permanent. The 11th step is trusting the invisible. Quantum reality shifts before physical evidence appears. This means that for a while you will feel the new reality long before you see it. This gap is intentional. It is the universe asking, can you hold the frequency without needing proof? When the answer is yes, manifestation accelerates. You become magnetic. The final step is allowing your new life to find you. You do not need to chase. You do not need to force. You do not need to push. Your only job is to stay in the vibration of your quantum self. When your vibration stabilizes, your reality must change. This is the law. The timeline cannot resist your frequency. The jump becomes physical. And one day, you wake up and realize you are living the reality you once only imagined. Not because it magically appeared, but because you became the version of yourself who could hold it. You stopped being the version who waited and became the version who lived. You stepped into a new timeline and reality followed. This is embodiment. This is quantum alignment. This is the moment your identity becomes destiny. You are no longer trying to manifest a new life. You are living from the timeline where that life already exists. And from this moment forward, every breath you take is shaping a new reality. Every choice you make reinforces the shift. Every emotion you hold stabilizes the path. Every moment of awareness keeps you aligned with the version of you who already has everything you desire. You are not returning to your old timeline. You are walking forward in the frequency of your quantum self. You jumped, and now you remain.